Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and today I'm going to go on with the Salvation mini journal. We're going to work on the backs of those printouts because you do a digital kit and the fronts are give you a starting point with design, but the backs are white. So what do? So I'm going to do some jelly plate printing, and I'm also going to do some decoupage with them. So today I will start out with the jelly plate and go from there. So come on with me. Let's get this thing going. Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and my plan was to show you jelly plate printing. So I shot like a 45-minute video, and when I went to edit it, I realized that I did not have this whole half of the plate showing in the frame. So maybe this will be a valuable lesson to me. So what I'm going to do, because I printed everything I had, I'm going to show you what I printed, and then I'll talk about printing. So this is what I got. And so I was trying to match the colors, sort of, that I was seeing on the different pages. I used stencils, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I did get some interesting, like this had some purple, so I tried some purple, but it got a little carried away. And actually, this had some reds in it, so I went with some orangey red. And then here's one with a stencil. I was looking for the peach color. So some of these, I did that through stencil, and I was only trying to print on the back of those some orangey red. I think I achieved that. And some green and pink, so that's okay. That's kind of interesting. This, I don't know what I was doing, but it went a whole other direction. So that's what those came out like. And this one had red, so I did some red on that, so I think that's okay. I'm going to decoupage on these. So that's kind of what I came up with. So I thought I would pick out the ones that maybe need a little help. And I'm only going to worry about the full pages, I think, because really that's the one where I'm going to end up with, like I just said, a full page. So I can decoupage on them, but since I need to kind of demonstrate the jelly plate printing, I am going to use them to print on top of these prints. So this is my jelly plate, and my sister just let me know that word on the street is if you leave your jelly plate stuck to that acrylic sheet that it comes on, it will get bubbles in it. So when you get it, pull both sides. Each side comes with an acrylic sheet on it. Pull those off and stick the back onto just a piece of printing paper. That'll work. And that's kind of got a weird... Okay. And so, of course, you need a roller or two. And I use this old journal to just roll the excess paint off and kind of like scratch paper. So some of the paint, I've got all kinds of paint. This is like dimensional fabric paint. That works fine. Any kind of acrylic paint. I've got cheap paint from the dollar store. Can you hear that train? I've got golden, which is expensive. Probably my favorite one is this, I don't know how to pronounce it, quinacridone magenta. It makes a really pretty pink. And here's some Liquitex, and then the patio paint from the dollar store, from the Walmart. So I'm going to, and then white, and I got this at Walmart the other day. I use a lot of white. I've looked at some demonstrations online, and I don't know, it seems like I use more white than other people, but it just works for me. So I'm going to start with some white, and I'm going to add just a little bit of this magenta. Just want a little, it goes a long way, so I just need a little dot of it. And maybe some of this kind of chartreusey green. And what I've noticed is that if you leave your paint on there and you just start to roll it, you end up with these kind of oval shapes. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe drag through with this spatula that I have, and you could use anything, actually would work, but I'm just going to drag through and then roll it, just for some variety, because I don't really care for those oval shapes. And actually, I think I could use some more paint on here, which is, usually I get too much paint. Let me put a little bit more white. And I'm going to take this one, lay it on there. Okay, that looks, to me, that looks better. It starts to get interesting and have depth when you do more than one printing. So you can start with that, but I just like it with the additional colors over it. I need a bigger plate, I think, though, because I always end up with this white edge. Yeah, so to me that starts to be more interesting. Okay, so more paint. Let's see, I'm gonna print over that. And this doesn't look like that at all, so I'm gonna go for more of that, maybe that peach and green. And this pink here gave me a pretty warm pink before. So, and then I'm going to try just a little drop of yellow, if I can get it to just, I'm kind of learning not to squeeze the bottles because some of these really come out strong. And then I'll take that same tool, just kind of drag. And then roll it. Okay. And that's starting to look really pea green, more than it's looking. Oh, well, anyway, enough editorializing. Oh, okay. Well, I did get my peachy pink. It was just underneath the green. Oh, okay. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, and then this one, I really do like what I've got going on there, but I'm still going to go over it with this green and see what it looks like. I mean, it's okay. This one didn't get much at all, and it really is a peachy pinky color. So let me just lay some of that down. So I'm going to use that pink, white. And again, I don't know how many of you know the color wheel and color theory, but if you're getting muddy colors, you want to keep, don't mix the opposites on the color wheel. So red and green are opposites. If you mix them, you'll get brown. Blue and orange are opposites. If you mix those together, you'll get brown. Red and green, blue, what did I just say? And orange, and yellow and purple. Those will give you a brown if you keep mixing those together. You can work with them, but you just have to be careful when you don't overmix them, is basically what it comes down to. So I'm gonna roll this out. Okay, I don't like that. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh. I'm going to do this one just because the only one that really will show the backs is these 4 journal cards here. So I'm just going to use this up here. Whee! Okay. Now, I'm going to redo or go back over the 4 pages, if I can find them here. These. I don't really object to anything on here. I think maybe I could add some green. I don't have any blue on these, and that's, I kind of want some blue. So I'm going to add some turquoise. I may live to regret this, but white and this chartreuse green. I happen to know these colors will go well together, but I don't know how they're going to look over the top of these colors, so we'll see. And I wonder if I ought to use a stencil maybe, just to kind of keep it from getting too crazy. I think I will. So I'm going to lay a template, I'm sorry, stencil over it. And then just be sure when you do this, you've got to take a little extra time and rub it so that you get all the detail that's on the stencil in those little cut areas. Okay, so that's pretty. I'm liking that. Now I'm going to pull the template up and put some more white. And again, I've said before, I think that whatever's on the bottom comes out on top when you print. So this will show up, and this is more like a background. So just kind of a light coat of white is all I'm putting over this. Okay, so you can see what I was talking about, that even though the white was the last thing that went down, this was under it, so this is what shows. It goes in reverse. So that's kind of pretty. This one is a little crazy too, so I think I need a stencil to kind of put some order to it maybe. So let me put some white. Spatula, this is a hair dyeing spatula. Artie Mays talked about this, and I got some on Amazon to use when you use gesso. Okay. All right, so let me lay a template down. And this, again, when you use a stencil, you want to rub it really hard and get it in all of the grooves. Make sure you've got good contact with it. Okay. Still crazy, but not quite as, it has a little bit of order to it at least. So I'm going to pull this off. And I know that that'll be a pretty print, so I'm just going to put white over it. And what I'm going to do is print right over the top of that one I just did and see if it quiets it down a little bit. We'll see. Or if it makes it crazier. Doesn't matter, I can always decoupage. I mean, it's pretty, but okay. And I still have that on there, so I'm gonna put some more white on it. I'm gonna do it on this one. See if it quiets it down a little bit. I may be using too light of an amount of paint to get it to come up, but we'll see. Yeah, it was just very, very little. Okay, well, let me try it again. I'll put more paint. Maybe a little, whoops, yeah. A little more of this. Maybe just a drop of yellow. Same one. I like to set a record on how many layers of paint I have on a on a page. Okay, well that quieted it down a lot. I'll say that for it. Much more pastel. Okay, so I think that will work better because you don't want your page to draw so much attention that you can't see your pockets and other things that you have on it. So I think that might be just fine. Okay, so that in a nutshell is the gel plate printing. And so I'm going to move on now, and I'm going to show you decoupaging on my next video. So thanks for watching. If you liked it, please click the like button and think about hitting the subscribe button, and we'll move on with this Salvation Journal. Thanks for watching.